game as motivation at all, or do you try not to think about what happened in December?
Hey, I think, yes and no. Just, obviously no one wants to feel, no one likes, I'd be shocked if, I don't know the last time I lost by 39 points. I'd say same for most of the guys on the team. It's never fun. So in that way, yeah, it's definitely motivation, but it's just important to realize that 2021 was 2021, and this is a new year. That they don't get to carry any of those points over. It's a new team. They have a new team. We have a new team. So the opportunity is all in front of us there.
They have a new DC. Is their defense any different?
There's some of their announced stuff's slightly different, but for the most part, they kind of found what they want to do, I think, and I'm sure there'll be some wrinkles Saturday, but for the most part, we know how they want to defend. Different stuff. The system for the most part is the same.
Can I ask you one Rutgers question? I wasn't there, so.
Yeah, you're good.
I noticed on TV you were really upset with yourself at the end of, I think it was the first half drive where you got a field goal. It was when you scrambled to the right. I think you got hit. You got hit on your way out of bounds. I think you guys. It was an 87-yard drive, good drive, but you seemed like really demonstratively upset.
It was the second out play. Just threw to Sam and gave him a chance, but just missed Arlen on that one. Saw it after I threw it. Just they cut him loose. So I was pissed about that because it was a look we weren't really expecting and weren't expecting them to get cut loose. It was kind of one of those things where would have loved to have seen it. It was a look that they didn't show on tape and that we didn't really practice for. But I got wide open. It's tough when you miss those.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah.
Is there anything specifically that you as a team are working on for this game?
No, I think the biggest thing is execution. I think with a team as talented as Michigan, it's be even more critical to have consistent execution across the board offensively. You can't take any plays off. You can't have any. It's tough if you have any screw ups, just because this team is so talented that they'll make you pay. So just got to be really locked into that.
One thing I've noticed when you guys are running counters is the angles seem to be really good for a lot of your linemen. It seems to be helping them in some ways, kind of because you can get a successful block that way a little more often. How can that work against a guy like Moses Smith and just Michigan's defense? Is that still something that you guys think you can run successfully the way you did the other day?
Yeah, you're getting the counter run game is not my strong suit. Schematically, I do know that counter's tough for a defense is because there's creating new gaps across the board, and I think especially for like a young line, it's one of those plays where you're blocking the look, you're blocking who shows up there, not necessarily there's probably less thinking involved. Especially when you got like these big guards like we do. A young guy like Bo Stevens who's going to be an awesome player, but is just young right now, and that can play to his strength sometimes. Is just go hit the guy that shows up. Aside from that, it's a question for the head coach and
Pretty
Brian.
good answer.
Yeah, thanks. I try my best.
That's a good answer. I haven't seen you throw one yet, but you don't look like a Wisconsin lineman.
Yeah, right.
Especially the running game has shown life. I mean, how much better does that make everything for you guys? Because it seems like when you guys can run, you're just a different team.
Yeah, I think that's where our offense is. That's where it starts is with the run game, and a lot of what we do is based on first being able to run the ball effectively, and I would agree. It's great to see the running game taking some steps and seeing some improvement, and just getting those three backs we have started because they're all pretty talented. So it was great. It was great, and just got to keep that going.
They all seem unique too. They all seem to have their own style too. They kind of complement. Do you see that too?
Yeah. You got LaShawn, who's just he's a quick guy, but he's also really tough. And Gavin, who seems to be pretty patient and hit the hole hard, and also tough. And Caleb, a really hard runner that is also physical, but has a pretty awesome top end speed too. So I definitely think they're all unique. And they all run really well in our system.
You look at their pass rush. Nobody, just like you guys can't replace Leonard. You can't replace what Hutchinson or Java could do. What's kind of been their asset this year? How have they been able to get back?
Yeah, I think with a team like this, although you can't replace those guys, they still have really talented defensive linemen, and you know, a lot of the pressures they'll bring on third down, you know, they're trying to get one-on-ones across the board, which you know most teams do. But you know, really, that should be, to me, that's a almost a call to arms for offensive line, right? Like they're saying that they want to get a one-on-one and that they're going to win one of them. So you know, what an opportunity for our line to be able to, you know, take that and to still execute. And, you know, for me, it's there are going to be some pressures that are going to be issues, and getting the ball to my hand, you know, fast, being able to identify it, you know, as much as you can pre-snap and seeing a post-snap and trying to get the ball out if need be. But yeah, you know, you don't want to over-respect anyone, but give them the respect that they deserve and execute.
The hit that you took in Indy was about as hard as I've seen a quarterback hit. But, you know, and I know you felt it for about a month.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you recall of the play before the pain? I guess
Yeah, it was a scramble on third down. We got called back for holding. You know, I don't recall much. I remember just it's always tough because it's like, you know, you're hurt, but you don't want to come out if you're hurt and just injured. It's kind of a tough one. Tried to stick it out, but wasn't really able to throw the ball effectively after it. But yeah, I just remember being in pain. I remember Lindy being the first one there and helped me up, you know. But I remember being an idiot too. I got a slide, you know. Being convicted with my slide helps because I did a half-ass slide and was able to get it out. It's not a big deal.